Welcome to Love French Tech AI Summit 2025 with the theme AI Frontiers from Agentic to AGI. My name is Christina, and it's a pleasure to be your host today.
And I'm Chandini. We are honored to welcome all of you and distinguished guests, His Excellency Monsieur Fabien Penon, French Ambassador to Indonesia, Timor-Leste, and ASEAN, Ibu Clarissa Tanusudibyo, Deputy Chair for Communications and Digital at the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Kadin, Indonesia, Bapak Lugas Prancavitri, Chief Financial Officer of BNI Ventures, innovators, policymakers, entrepreneurs, and partners of the French and Indonesian tech ecosystem.
Before we begin, we would like to extend our heartfelt appreciation to our partners, sponsors who made today's summit possible. Our main partners, BNI Ventures.
Our gold sponsors, HiPace, Vizier Technologies, and Topgolf.
Our media partner, Retimes.
And our community partners, Kumpul and Impact Hub.
This event is also supported by Embassy of France to Indonesia, Kadin, IFCCI, les conseillers du commerce extérieur de la France, Business France, Institut français d'Indonésie, and Union des Français de l'étranger.
Thank you for your continued collaboration for strengthening this French-Indonesian innovation ecosystem.
Today, we gather to explore the next frontier of artificial intelligence, from autonomous agents to the pathways towards AGI, through our panel discussion with our esteemed speakers.
We will also have a business matching session with BNI Ventures, featuring 14 startups.
And then we have Women in French Tech Awards to honor the role of women in advancing technology to create a positive impact.
All right, so to begin our summit, we invite our opening speakers to share their insights and set the tone for today's discussion.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Anne Caron and Reza Pirnazar, co-presidents of La French Tech Indonesia, to deliver their opening remarks and introduce La French Tech Indonesia.
Working. Good morning, everyone. Selamat pagi. Bonjour à tous. Before we dive into AI, startups, corporate innovation, and everything we've prepared for you today, I'd like to begin with a small story. A story most of you already know, but one that changed everything. On 13 November 2022, Sam Altman introduced ChatGPT to the world. None of us knew what to expect. Most of us tried, but just by curiosity. And yet, in just 3 years, almost to the day, AI has completely reshaped our world. In 2025, global investment in AI is expected to reach $1.5 trillion. Agentic AI is growing faster than anything we've ever seen, replacing repetitive work and at unprecedented scale. Chip makers are crossing $5 trillion USD valuation. Data centers are rising everywhere, becoming the new infrastructure of our century. Some people say it's a bubble. Is it? Today, we are here to explore exactly that with nuance, facts, and the experience of the best minds in our ecosystem. 3 panels to understand the next decade. Panel number 1, Agentic AI. Will agents make us more productive? What jobs will disappear? What new roles will emerge? Panel number 2, AGI and ASI. How close are we? How fast will capabilities grow? And how should Indonesia and the region prepare? Panel number 3, AI and sustainability. not AI consuming energy, but how AI can help us build a more sustainable future. Energy optimization, grid efficiency, prediction models, and how Indonesia can leapfrog. One of our core missions is to bring startups and corporate together. So today we are hosting a special business matching session with 14 incredible startups, pitching in front of our corporate guests, a rare opportunity to open real conversation and real deals. And we will close this day the way we opened the year, by celebrating the incredible women of our ecosystem with the 2025 edition of our Women in French Tech Awards. We've been highlighting the women of our community all year, and tonight we celebrate them properly. So please stay until the end. You won't regret it. Before passing the microphone to my co-president Anne, who will share more about La French Tech and our Indonesian chapter, I want to express my deep gratitude. Monsieur l'Ambassadeur, Fabien Pennon, thank you, truly. Your arrival coincided exactly with the birth of La French Tech Indonesia. And ever since, you have supported every event, every initiative with kindness and encouragement. We are very lucky to have you with us. Thank you. My second heartfelt thank you goes to Sébastien Gauthier, President of IFCCI, Indonesian French Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Your support, availability, and friendship since day one have been instrumental in our growth. Thank you also to Mathieu Lavoine and the French Trade Advisor CCE. Thank you, Alain-Pierre Mignon. I think he should be somewhere in the room, and the UFE team. Sylvain Biard and the Business France team. Jules Hirman and the entire IFE team for graciously hosting us today. Vincent is in the room representing Jules. La French Tech Indonesia would not exist without the incredible support of our partners, French and Indonesian. Passoni, who unfortunately couldn't join, leading Garuda Spark, supporting us since nearly by the beginning. Ibu Francisca introduced us to Ibu Clarissa, who is here today with us. Thank you so much for your time and availability to join us today. Pa Edison from Urcham, we met recently, but I already feel this is the beginning of a strong long-term relationship. To BNI Venture, thank you. Without your support today, business matching would not exist. Your team, Pa Edi, Pa Lugas, Pa Indra, Pa Fudi, and especially Ibu Asti, is professional, smart, and a real pleasure to work with. Thank you. To our gold members, Hypeace, Vizier Technologies, and Topgolf, huge thank you. Jérôme, this is your third time supporting our summit, and we deeply appreciate your friendship. Thank you also to Hartman. I don't know if he already arrived. The owner of Topgolf. Even though our relationship is new, the spark is real. And thank you to JK Chocolat, Vree Times, Kumpul, Impact Hub for helping us spread the word far and wide. And special thank you also to David Sukasing from Angin for always providing support and guidance. None of this happens without the people who build today, volunteers, who have full-time jobs, run companies, and still found time to prepare this summit with passion. David, Stefan, Bruno, Erez, Joan, Shofa, Pandu, Danny, and of course, our beautiful Christina and Chandini. Thank you for hosting us and doing MC for us today. Graciously, I remind everybody we are all working here as volunteers. And to all of you attending, thank you for being here. Let's make this a day to remember. Now I leave the floor to my partner in crime, Anne Caron.
Hi everyone, distinguished guests, Monsieur l'Ambassadeur, dear partners, entrepreneurs and friends here, bonjour and selamat pagi. I'm truly honored to be here with you today as co-president of La French Tech Indonesia, alongside with Reza, to celebrate innovation and the strong tech bridge between France and Indonesia. Let me first take you to Paris for a moment. It's quite cold, but bear with me. La French Tech is the official mission of the French government to support startups and tech ecosystems worldwide. It was created in 2013, and it has three core missions. The first one is to promote the French tech ecosystem globally, the second to support startups at every stage, and the third to lead a powerful national and international network. In France, La French Tech is the single door for all startups. Whether you need help with incorporation, with tax credits, public tenders, international expansion, or raising funds, one entry point connects you to every government program. For the most promising companies, we also have elite programs like La French Tech 2030 or French Tech Next 40 120, which those select the 120 highest potential scale-ups each year and give them privileged access to mentoring, investors, public contracts, and even dedicated support from ministries. We also created the French Tech Visa in order to attract the best global talents. This is a fast-tracked procedure for founders, employees, and investors from anywhere in the world. Now, today, the strength of the French tech lies in its global reach. As of today, there are 16 French tech capitals in France, 32 regional communities inside the country, and more than 70 international communities across the 5 continents, including here in Indonesia. So this brings us home, La French Tech Indonesia. So our community was born exactly 3 years ago, officially 4 years, with a 1 year of gestation, with a clear ambition and 3 simple missions. The idea is really to build a community that truly counts, a place where entrepreneurs feel supported and inspired. Also to connect the French and Indonesian tech ecosystems in both directions. And finally, to put startups in direct contact with corporates to create real business and what we proudly call Choose La French Tech. And this is exactly what we're doing today. The business matching session that Reza spoke about will be the perfect illustration of our kind mission, mission in action, connecting ambitious startups that we have here with decision makers here in the room as well from large companies. So today, La French Tech Indonesia gathers more than 390 members from 19 nationalities, and I'm partly proud to say that 50% of our members are Indonesian. That tells the story of a community that is not only French in Indonesia, but truly Franco-Indonesian. We are here to stay, to grow together, and to write the next chapter of technological cooperation between our 2 countries, especially in this exciting era of artificial intelligence. Thank you very much for being part of this journey. Merci, terima kasih, and let's build the future together. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. You may return to your seats now. Thank you. Now we are honored to invite His Excellency, Monsieur Fabien Penon, French Ambassador to Indonesia, Timor-Leste, and ASEAN, to deliver his opening remarks. Please.
Dear Reza, dear Anne, co-presidents of the French Tech Indonesia, dear Mrs. Clarissa Tanoso Dibjo, Vice Chair of CADIN for Communication and Digital Affairs, Monsieur le Président de la Chambre de commerce et d'industrie, Monsieur le Président de la section des conseillers du commerce extérieur, Monsieur le Président du Conseil consulaire, s'il nous a rejoints, representative of Eurocham, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me tell you that it's a great pleasure for me to welcome you here at the French Institute, especially thanking also Reza and Anne for choosing to hold this Artificial Intelligence Summit here at the Institute. Before talking especially on artificial intelligence, I'd just like to focus a little bit on the reinforcement of our bilateral relationship. As you know, Indonesia is a key priority for the French governments as well as for the Indonesian government to reinforce its relationship with France. Over the last 7 months, we made very important progress, real achievements. The state visit by President Macron to Indonesia, followed by the official visit by President Prabowo Subianto to Paris during the Bastille Day with the Indonesian troops parading on the Champs-Élysées. These were very symbolic, significant moments where we decided first to put in a very important category our bilateral relationship, a strategic partnership we will develop and diversify over the years to come. And the second objective was clearly to say now we will work for the long term to identify new sectors, new areas where we will cooperate together. We have quite a strong bilateral relationship in the field of defense and security, as you know, and this will keep on reinforcing in the months to come. We have also developed our cooperation on culture, not only heritage and museum cooperation, but also cultural and creative industries with far-reaching consequences for the topics we are discussing together. Just mentioning video games, for instance, but also other creative industries like cinema, video games, design, and so on. But we want to reinforce also this cooperation in the fields of university, academic, science, and technology cooperation, as well as obviously our business and trade relationship and in investments. In this far-reaching scope, let me say that obviously our cooperation on technologies and working on the future dimension, future sector of tech is also very important to develop new business opportunity, but also to work together on the importance need of regulating, giving the appropriate framework for the development of this tech. Indonesia is very visible on the international stage, is sharing the same values as us in terms of multilateralism, respect for the rules, helping to set an international orders, and as you know, for artificial intelligence, there too we need to strike a quite fine balance between encouraging, supporting the development of this new industry, as well as in parallel to be sure that it will be beneficial for everybody. So another avenue for cooperation between France and Indonesia, new technologies, and especially artificial intelligence. Regarding especially artificial intelligence, I would say that basically this is now a topic that interests really all over the world. Reza and Anne mentioned it before. Students, researchers, technology experts, the business community, as well as, of course, governments. As a matter of fact, for France, as you probably know, we hosted in February this year, the second art was launched by President Macron, gathering thousands of participants from the artificial intelligence sector coming from more than 100 countries. Thousands of participants from the artificial intelligence sector coming from more than 100 countries. Indonesia was represented there by the Minister for Communication and Digital Affairs. The aim, as it was designed by President Macron, of this international summit was twofold. First, to showcase the expertise of the shareholders, stakeholders. We know that we need to gather action to put this technology at the service of the general interests. Indeed, if you let me recap the French position, France supports artificial intelligence development as we recognize its potential for helping us to tackle the challenges of tomorrow and for providing new growth opportunities. This is why, for instance, since 2017, the French government has invested around 2.5 billion euros to create artificial intelligence clusters and support training as well as the reinforcement of calculus capacities in France. And you know that regarding math and our expertise technology is quite deep in these fields. And we welcome during this summit more than 110 billion euros of new investment in France for the private sector in this field. So France is really a hub for artificial intelligence. This is a key priority for the French government. At the same time, as I said before, France also believes it is important to develop a strong framework, governance framework for artificial intelligence in order to ensure that artificial intelligence is developed in a manner that is safe, secure, trustworthy, equitable, and beneficial to all. And from this viewpoint, I know that, because we have been discussing that with the Indonesian government, that Indonesia is also sharing the same views, as well as Kadin, for instance. Therefore, I am very glad that we are organizing now this meeting today with panels focusing on the rise of autonomous tools, the evolution of the technology, as well as sustainability. This is an important moment, but this is not a one-shot. I know that the two co-presidents will work also in the future to keep the momentum. So I wish you a fruitful exchange today, and be sure that the French embassy, and beyond that, the French authorities, are really keen on reinforcing our cooperation in this field. I would like also to thank again the French Tech Indonesia community, and Reza and Anne insisted on that. There are many volunteers, so I would like to thank them for their support. This is a new topic for cooperation between France and Indonesia, but I'm pretty sure that will be fruitful for the future. So thank you so much. Terima kasih banyak.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur l'Ambassadeur. And now, please welcome Chief Financial Officer of BNI Ventures, Bapak Lugas Pranca Fitri, to deliver his opening remarks.
Yes, yeah. Thank you. Your Excellency, Ambassador Fabien Panon, Co-President of La France Tech Indonesia, Reza and Anne, Ibu Clarissa Tanusudebio, Deputy Chair of Communication and Digital at Kadin, distinguished guests, partners, innovators, founders, and also friends of LFT Indonesia. Good morning. Bonjour, Assalamualaikum, may peace be upon us. It is truly an honor for me to be here representing BNI Ventures at this exciting gathering, the AI Summit 2025, held by La France Tech in collaboration with BNI Ventures. We, as part of BNI Group, our mandates also contain of accelerating innovation and digital transformation. This is visible by programs such as Match Art that we are conducting here with La France Tech, where we want to match the startup with the business units, co-create solution, and turn prototype into real implementation across BNI Group, and hopefully also with the corporate partners in this beautiful event. At BNI Ventures, we see that AI is not only a technological trend, but also a strategic lever on how to lever our competitiveness. AI is changing on how the values are created. It's impacting on how banks, corporations operate, how risk is managed, how customer can be served, and how companies can scale. This is truly scary and exciting. Of course, beyond those kind efficiencies and potential, we also see that AI is also opening the door for something deeper and meaningful. That is the greater financial inclusion, SME empowerment, educational access, and even stronger digital resilience for us, if done right and ethical way. For a country as large and diverse as Indonesia, this is truly a transformative opportunity for us. And this is where our collaboration with France become relevant. We believe France also is one of the Europe's leader in AI research. We have Mistral, deep tech startups, ethical, and also pioneering in the ethical AI frameworks. By working together, connecting our ecosystem through events like this, we hope we can spark new conversation, new partnership, and new ideas. Thank you. Enjoy the event, and let's continue building the future together. Thank you.
Bapak, you may remain on the stage, Pak. Thank you so much. Because right now, we would like to invite Anne Caron and Reza Pirnazar from La French Tech Indonesia, as well as Sebastian Gauthier, President of IFCCI, to join us on the stage to receive tokens of appreciation from Pak Lugas from BNI Ventures.
We will now invite Monsieur l'Ambassadeur Fabien Penon and Ibu Clarissa Tanusudipio to come on stage for receiving a present from us, from La French Tech Indonesia, and to have some photos together.
All right, thank you everyone. Now you may return to your seats.
So we now begin our first panel of the day, AI Agents, the Rise of Autonomous Tools.
The session will be moderated by Stefan Becker. Stefan Becker is a serial tech entrepreneur and investor with a background in telecommunications, internet, and finance. He's been driving tech projects in both corporate and startup environments, and he's passionate about creating business value by leveraging technology. Stefan holds an MBA from the National University of Singapore, a master's degree in telecommunications, and various certifications in AI and machine learning. He currently sits on the board of BANSI, Southeast Asia's oldest business angel network, and is an active board member of La French Tech Indonesia. Stefan, the floor is yours.
Good morning, my dear panelists. Please join me on stage. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Think for a second. What's the most painful, boring, or repetitive task you have to do in your work? Now consider, how would you feel if an AI could do it for you? Fast, effortlessly, flawlessly. Even if the task is complex, requires advanced planning, good judgment, and access to multiple tools. This is the promise and challenge of AI agents, the hottest trend in tech in 2025, and for a good reason. According to the Boston Consulting Group, the global AI agents market is growing at 45% per year, and is predicted to reach $52 billion in revenue by 2030. Today we'll go beyond the hype and try to better understand what AI agents are, how you can get started with them, and finally what it all means for you, your business, and the future of work. And to help us navigate this exciting agentic revolution, I'm joined on stage by three extraordinary tech leaders who are driving the adoption of AI in Indonesia. Starting on my left with Pak Eki Rinaldi, founder and CEO of Vector. Pak Eki has a decade of experience in AI and blockchain. He spent years building computer vision and NLP, natural language processing products, working with bare metal servers to provide solutions for the government and enterprises to help reduce cost and generate revenue. He contributed to the writing of the AI National Roadmap and the design of AI and IoT infrastructure of Indonesia's new capital city in 2024. Eki is currently building an AI company, Vector, to bring various AI solutions to the Southeast Asia market. Next, Nathanael Fabis, CEO and founder of HelloDoctor, one of Indonesia's leading digital health tech platforms. Under his leadership, HelloDoctor has grown into a comprehensive health tech ecosystem that serves millions of Indonesians every month through telemedicine, e-pharmacy, medical information, and managed care solutions. He's been instrumental in driving the company's vision to make high-quality, affordable healthcare accessible at national scale. integrating online and offline services across hospitals, clinics, and pharmacies throughout the country. And finally, Mr. Sai Prasad Kolori, CTO of Google Indonesia. Sai is passionate about empowering businesses to transform through Google Cloud's cutting-edge AI, data solutions, and secure infrastructure. As a trusted advisor, Sai partners with organizations to unlock the cloud's full potential, drawing on his extensive experience advising CXOs globally across diverse industries to drive digital transformation. Sai is also a prolific innovator who holds 12 patents. And now let's get started. So first, I'm going to ask to all panelists, in a few words, how would you explain what an AI agent is to a non-technical audience? Who wants to start?
Okay, I'll get started. So, thank you, Stefan. How many of you've used, Google Nest or Alexa or Siri or any of those assistants on your phone? Just a quick show of hands. A lot of you have, right? So you've probably turned it on and said, what's the weather today? How far is this place and stuff like that. But just imagine the world where the same agent is actually able to tell you that, oh, it's raining outside. Like you actually tell the agent, it seems like it's raining. I have an appointment with Stefan, for dinner tomorrow. Please reschedule this and tell the restaurant that we are not going to make it, and we'll probably go the next day, right? So this is exactly what an agent can do in the AI world. So it's basically taking your human interface that you kind of give it through an audio, video, text, or chat, and it understands the actions that you need to perform and gets to an end goal. So that's kind of the simplest version. I think I can probably layer across. There's a lot more depth that we can get into, but I hope that gives a perspective. Any thoughts from you?
What's the definition?
Yeah, so I'm usually explain this to governments and enterprises, so I will talk it in a business manner. So I usually take an AI agent as a super smart intern. Like, let's say that Sam Altman is your intern. The thing is, every business is unique. Let's say in BNI Wonder, right? In banks, every credit scoring method can be different, right? Even though each bank has the same, but in their operation can be different. So AI agent helps you to do that kind of works in scale and fast. So let's imagine that as a super smart intern that can do anything as specific as you can define. So that's my definition of AI agent, a super smart intern that can remember everything.
Super smart intern.
Super smart intern.
What's yours?
Hello, everybody. Yes, so it's a bit hard to give a definition because by nature an agent can do not everything, but a lot of things, right? Not let's say almost anything. So I guess like a few examples maybe can help to understand what you would do. So imagine that, for example, you're contacting an e-commerce because your order is not delivered at the moment. So what an AI can do is like it can understand obviously the request. It can log in into the system of the e-commerce itself. It can go find the right category where this information will be. It will search the name of the customer. If it doesn't find anything, it will go back to the chat with the client and say, hey, I didn't find your order. Maybe your name is not correct. Can you give me your ID for your order? Then go back to the right category. If it doesn't work, fall back to another place in the back office, find the information, communicate the information to the customer, get new information, do things, other things as well in the back office, change some information in the back office, put information there. So basically, more or less do what a human would do. So that's things that were very often feasible before, but it would have required millions of lines of code, endless testing, while right now, basically, by building very strong agentic system with different tasks that are separated from each other and very long instruction, this can be deployed in a matter of weeks. What would have before could have taken years to build.
Okay, so we have a flavor. We'll go deeper, of course. But first, let's examine how come that that you have such an acceleration of the AI agents this year in 2025.
So specifically for 2025, we are talking about, right? It's been an explosion. That's the single word that I would put it at. I think technology has advanced significantly in the last few years. So we used to count technology by years. When you go to an IT department of a company, they would say, I'd retire this laptop after 3 years, a server after 5 years. But the way AI has moved the fence is literally in the order of months. Models are getting released every few weeks. Innovation is happening. So I think in 2025, at least from Google's point of view, we've seen immense adoption in creative, a lot of creative agencies adopting AI, specifically building agentic AI capabilities. A lot of back office transformations have started with several enterprise customers that we've seen, whether it's banks, whether it's retail, whether it's even manufacturing, interestingly, has gone on that path. We've also seen a lot of agentic AI flourish in the space of data. And why I say that is because every CXO in every company is flooded with thousands of reports, and they don't know what to make of it on a daily basis. So this has been very helpful in actually unlocking value, in giving insights that really matter for that particular persona. And therefore, I would say that there's creative and operational efficiency-based agents that are powered 2025. And 2026 looks more exciting.
Wow. Nathanael, you want to add something?
Yeah, I think just the models have just gotten much better. I mean, there were, I think up until last year, there were a lot of things where we're looking at AI answer and we are laughing at it. Today, not too much. It's not very funny anymore. It's like working, not all the time, but very often working really well. So when it comes to basic answer coding, the progress has been enormous in our space as well, on the medical space. The models were barely working, I think, up to last year. Today is very impressive what results you will get, and I think that this is across the board on most verticals. So the better the model are getting, the more possibility will open for agenting AI.
So it's exciting because I've been in AI for like almost a decade. So I've been building AI product for government since 2017. And that time, there are only two kind of person that can access to AI. First is engineers, and second is researcher. Back then, only limited a few of people that can access. But the thing is, with the chat GPTs and all of other similar things like Google Gemini, it accelerates the adoption so AI can be used by everyone with cheaper cost and easier access. So those two kind of component accelerates how AI adoption can be done in this year. So it will be more exciting in the upcoming years, especially with some of new release of cheaper computation. So it will be more massive in implementation, especially in on-premise solution. So.
Great, thanks a lot. So now let's get a little bit more concrete, right? I'd like you to give me a short answer and think about what's the coolest use case you can think about with AI agents today.
So I would say nano banana. It's kind of broken the internet in the last.
Okay, explain. What's Nano Banana? I agree, it's super cool.
Other than nano banana, you mean? Oh.
Please explain.
Oh, okay, okay. So basically, we launched a model which can generate images by simple text, or you can upload a photograph and ask the AI model to actually make changes in the image in real time. So we codenamed it as Nano Banana internally, but it became viral as it went out. So we actually changed the product name to call it Nano Banana. So Nano Banana has been powering several image creations. Everybody who has a Pixel phone out there, it's powered by Nano Banana. Google Photos rolling out into several devices is powered now by Nano Banana. So you can actually upload a picture and ask it to change the background, change where you are, cut the image and put it in different places. So I've actually used it in my personal life as well. And a lot of creative companies have adopted that to start creating creative stuff. And VO3 is the next one. So a lot of companies are creating marketing content using AI models, and so they create an image in Nano Banana, upload it to VO, and then they get creative stuff. So it's not a short answer, but a long answer.
It's fantastic. Just a little secret, my LinkedIn profile picture has been created by Nano Banana. No need to go to a photo studio anymore. Nathanael, what's your top use case?
Not about top use case, but I think that's what's helping me the most on a daily basis. Is basically automating the making of PowerPoints, which was something that was taking forever with extremely little value. Basically position everything, have the right layout. So today this is sorry. Today this is almost mostly automatable. You have a lot of tools online that enables you to build PowerPoint from scratch. You just give them indication about your color code, give them a few example of presentation you like on your side, give them the content of what you want to put. So you still need to write down the word. Even though ChatGPT or Gemini can help you to write that as well. And then the PowerPoint presentation is done by itself. So what would have taken maybe days before to make a well-polished PowerPoint presentation can be done in a matters of minutes or hours today.
Yeah, mine is same as well, like creating profile picture. Especially I fan of View3, so okay. That will be that such a great product as well. And also doing some kind of PowerPoints using AI as well. I'm going to share. I'm going to say that one of the coolest use cases that I've done is saving 100 million US dollar from a bank by using AI. I think that's a new definition of cool for me. So
have a bank in the audience.
So yeah.
Wow, fantastic. No one talked about vibe coding. Vibe coding is super cool. What's your take on that?
Oh, okay. I think I will answer to that first. So I've been vibe coding for 8 months, and the acceleration of how the tools improved, like Cursor or maybe V0 or maybe Emergent, it's extraordinary. And I'm currently building those 3 products with just vibe coding. I think it will.
Please explain for the audience what's vibe coding.
Yeah, so vibe coding is just you ask an AI agent to build an app. So that's my vibe coding definition. Like.
Yeah, and so basically today you can just communicate an intent.
Yes. Sure.
And you don't need to write a single line of code, and you get an app, right?
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So I think it's really helpful for having a vibe coding for our daily tasks. Like everyone can create their own application. I think that's really cool use case as well.
What I can add is if we get in typically any kind of a solution architecture, when my engineers get in and talk to customers, so they're all doing whiteboarding and a lot of wires going here and there in the whiteboard. But it now becomes easier because they can bring the business stakeholders in a room. They can ask them what do they want. They type it out. The app is literally in front of them as a prototype, and they can tweak it on the fly and then decide that, okay, I'm going to deploy this, right? So that's the speed at which things are moving.
All right. Okay, let's move on. So now, okay, keep the mic aside.
Okay.
So from a tech perspective, can you explain to us what's possible today that wasn't possible 5 years ago?
A lot of things. A lot of things for sure. I think first of all, the time that's being given back to humans is enormous. That I feel, and this is the feedback that's coming in from several customers. I'll give you a simple metric that'll help us understand. A year back, we wrote a blog which said 100 use cases of AI, right? And everybody was like, okay, how is this even possible? 6 months later, it became 600 use cases of AI. And 4 months later, it was 1001 use cases of AI, right? With blueprints. So a simple way to look at that is it's given back a lot of creative time to people to go and do stuff which actually matters for the core business. It's helped decision makers to make faster decisions. And it has actually helped unlock value where a lot of cycles were wasted in ideation, fast fail based models. Now that's become reality, right? So you can actually get things to reality much faster. So that would be my take.
Great. So lots of time savings. Another question for you, because you work at Google after all, right? So can you try to contrast for us the adoption of AI globally and here in Indonesia?
Yeah, very good question. So globally, I think one of the things that I can say is a lot of organizations, are very bold about wanting to try things out. So we've seen examples all the way from car manufacturers, beauty, retailers, e-commerce players, banks, pretty much experimenting and bringing AI into real adoption, right? In this market, the potential is huge. Why do I say that? We recently launched a report. We do an annual study every year with Temasek and Bain. We launched a report on what the digital economy of Southeast Asia looks like. And specifically, it has a section for Indonesia. It's publicly available. One can go read it up. And we've kind of discovered that in the last 1 year, Indonesia specifically has had a triple-digit growth, 120% plus growth on using AI-based applications. I'm not talking specific to Google, but in general, the adoption of AI has been tremendous in this market. At the same time, there's also a lot of concern that people have, whether it's safe or not safe. And therefore, I think now the policymakers are thinking of it in the right direction. The ecosystem is kind of adopting it that way. So we can talk more about it later, but I think the long story short is the Indonesian economy doesn't have the baggage of what the global economy has. So they have a mobile first economy. They have a very young population. They have people who are financially included in the larger digital finance ecosystem. So that gives a tremendous opportunity to dive straight in and adopt this ecosystem. Whereas the traditional players in the outside market, have had to change many things in the past. So that one barrier which I think is removed in this economy, but I think the need for change is there, but I think we need to take action. That's the one thing that I would say.
Okay, so super insightful, triple-digit growth in AI adoption in Indonesia. Now let's go to healthcare. Yeah, Nathanael, healthcare runs on trust. Yeah, so how can you safely integrate AI agents into healthcare?
It's a good question. The first thing to understand, to be quite blunt, is that today healthcare have very high limitation on safety. Today, I mean, if you look at the whole world, the way it works, medicine is extremely complex. You have to deal with a lot of information from the patient side, a lot of information from science. Science is always changing. And having worked with doctors for years, we are asking them a job that is extremely complex today. A job that I would not ask to anybody else in the company, where you have to deal with tens of thousands of scenarios, extremely complex decision tree in a science that is always changing, right? So take into account as well the medical record of patient, their medical history on their side. So when you start a consultation, it's not like, I would say, most job, maybe you have 20 scenarios. A doctor start a consultation, it may look simple. In reality, you have 20 to 50 million options that may happen during this consultation. And that's something extremely complex. Up until now, there was just no way around it. There was just no way to make better than this, right? So that's the reason we ask doctors to study for 10 years to become doctor, because you have just to learn a lot of information to be able to manage it. So there's inherent limitation to safety today on that side. And AI is going to basically not solve everything, because that's not possible, but basically supplement the doctor. So we've been experimenting with AI in AlloDoctor since 2018 in AlloDoctor. First, when LLM didn't exist, we were using machine learning model to support doctor. The idea was always have been to support the doctor in the background, to give them as much information as possible during a consultation to help them take the right decision. Then the doctor can decide to listen to what the AI is saying or not listen to the AI saying. The doctor is qualified to take this decision. The patient will not be able to see it. So it's up to the doctor to decide, hey, with this information I get, what do I do? Do I follow it? Do I do something else? And so forth and so forth. Now we are integrating with more complex LLM, building our own model as well to support our doctors in our teleconsultation, for example. And the idea is to be an assistant to the doctor, not to be front-facing, but basically back-facing, which is very helpful for the doctor, right? So, for example, reading all the medical record of the patient before a consultation. So that's something that can take hours to read all the past consultation of a patient, all their medical record information. An AI can do that almost instantly and give this key information to the doctor, building decision tree for the question to be asked, recommending something to be done. Then the doctor will take the decision on would I follow what is recommended or not. It's up to the doctor, but there's support there, basically, that are here in the background. So in terms of safety, the first safety is to definitely have the doctor to be always the one taking decision. I think that's the key. And have the doctor and the robot working together, right? The robot is making the doctor more safe, and the doctor is making the robot more safe on the other way around. The two ways are working together. I think the comparison I always give is plane. As you know, I mean, pilots are supported by robots when you are in a plane. If tomorrow someone tell you go into a plane and someone tell you the robot is broken, you will probably not go into the plane, right? On the other hand, if someone tell you, oh, there's no plane pilot and the robot will be on its own, you will say, oh, no, sorry. I think I will skip to the next one, right? So it's a bit of the same, right? And I think that many jobs will look like this. We spoke about vibe coding, for example. Yeah, it works when the application is small, but definitely when the system gets bigger and more complex, you need as well someone to understand the infrastructure, understand the full context in order to take the right decision. So safety will come basically by working together.
Okay, super insightful. I love the plane and pilot image. Quick follow-on question and a quick answer from you, please. Can you envision a future where medical agents can soon coordinate personalized healthcare end-to-end?
You mean end-to-end, like everything? Yes. I don't know. I don't know. To be frank, I don't know. It will depend on where the technology is going. What are the limitations to AI in the long run? To this answer, I mean, like I think that anybody in the world would be bold to say, like, hey, what I'm doing today could not be completely done end-to-end.
So it's maybe for this afternoon's panel then. Now to Pak Eki, you have designed Indonesia's AI roadmap. Can you tell us how do agentic systems align with the national strategy according to you?
Okay, so during during we are writing the roadmap of AI, the the number one challenges that we are going to create this roadmap is the whole Indonesia has a lot of range, different spectrum on how they implement technologies. Like not everyone have the same understanding on how the technology should be adopted. So one of the advantages of we are having an AI agent is by accelerating the learning curve of how each industries, enterprise, and also policies to learn and adopt about AI. So one thing that we are thinking about an AI agent is how we can make the same understanding on the whole businesses, enterprise, and policies. So that's how we can incorporate AI agent in our roadmap.
Okay, thank you. And quick follow-on question. Are local enterprises ready in Indonesia for the agentic revolution?
Okay, so I want to take an AI agent as a tools for us to accelerate the learning curve, right? Most of enterprises are misunderstood that after implementing AI agent, then everything will be solved. Right? It's not a silver bullet, but as I mentioned in the first section that we treat AI agent as an intern, so that's an our opportunity to transfer our process thinking to the AI agent, so it can help us to understand how we can use AI agent to improve our business processes. So, if you're asking me, are we ready enough? Sort of, but the proper answer it will be every enterprise should use AI agent to boost their learning curves and improve their operations.
Great, and it's a fantastic transition for the next topic. How can businesses get started with AI agents? So, a question for all panelists.
Okay. That's a good question. So we just had an event last week, so I was talking about it. So it's pretty coincidental. So before I answer that question, I just want to continue what Paiki said, and then I will jump to yours. Right? For anybody, for any enterprise who wants to use AI, the one thing to remember is AI can only be as powerful as the connectors you build or the data that it's actually anchoring on, right? So we can sit in a glass bubble and say connect everything in your enterprise and you'll get magic out of it. You will not get magic out of it. You will only get garbage, right? So the way to make it happen is to actually we call it enterprise truth. So which means if an enterprise has 100 data silos in the organization, pick the ones that matter for the business process and focus on putting that data across to the AI agent to make things happen.
So start
right?
with data.
Start with data.
Garbage in, garbage out, right?
Yeah.
That's
Now
what
coming
you're
to, I think on the enterprise one, where do we get started? I think data is very important. We get started there. And also start from the top down, which is don't go to your tech team because they're going to keep experimenting with toys forever. Go to the teams, like procurement, finance, HR, marketing. They're the ones who are actually having a lot of business processes out there, which will make sense for them to automate stuff immediately, right?
Okay, so start with real business value, right?
Yeah.
Nathanael, your answer on this question.
Yeah, I mean, the recommendation I would give to anyone is to start playing yourself with those tools, to start building stuff even if they are bad. Not because you want to do it for you and for your company, that maybe not be robust enough, but just because it will open your chakra, right? It will basically open to what can be done, give you idea, understand what could basically be implemented within the company. Once you start playing with it, you make your own pet project, and today any AI basically can support you. You say, hey, I want to build this, what are the best tools? and the AI can guide you inside the tool, which may not be the tool you will be using in the end as well, but it would just basically, yeah, give you ideas and give you just the mental shift in your basically to open the barriers of what could be done in AI, either it's automation, either it's opening new processes, new businesses. That's one thing. The second thing is exactly this, right? I mean, like starting not from the tool itself, but starting as well from the need. What is basically today very repetitive in the company, what is bringing very little value and takes a lot of time to everyone, and looking into automating this.
Okay, great advice. Just start, just do it, right? Paikir, what's your take?
So my advice is try to start from the repetitive one, the repetitive and lowest risk. So I think that's the way on how one company can motivate it on implement AI further. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is I agree that especially every decision making should try hands-on on AI so they can have a sense of pricings, the limitation, and the capabilities of AI tools, so they can be more predictive on how they want to do with AI in the next future.
Right. Keep the mic. So now, what's the most common mistake when companies try to start with AI agents?
Yeah, so I think one of the most common thing is they think AI is cheap. I think in my some sense, because yeah, especially when you heard one of the common mistake, hey, I want to implement AI in my company. So how much does it spend? Okay, let's start with the servers. The servers, if you want to implement ChatGPT in your or Gemini in your company, it's like around 15 billion Indonesian rupiah. Like they shock. Like, I think that's one of the most common thing that managers are kind of undermine on how much does it costly to run AI. And so the other common thing is that when we do implement AI, they think that more data will be equal to a good performance. But actually, in practical way, it's not linear. More data doesn't means a better performance, but the more accurate data that we are going to look for with the problem that we want to solve, it will resulting into a better problem solving using AI. So that's two things that companies more commonly mistake, thinking that AI could be cheap. So
Okay.
second one is more data and
Right.
equal to
Nathanael,
more
common
performance.
mistakes according to you.
Yeah, so I'm not sure because obviously I'm not doing consulting for companies in AI, so I see mostly my own case. But I would kind of disagree a little bit on the cost. Maybe for big enterprise, if you want to have something extremely streamlined, robust, doing everything, maybe it's very expensive. But if you're an SME, yeah, you can start experimenting and doing things at very, very cheap cost today, right? I mean, at least that's what we've been able to do, and I think that is feasible. So it depends on, I guess, what's your objective, I guess, for the company, right? I think the big mistake I would see is like basically thinking I must do AI for doing AI. I would say that's the first one. Thinking like, hey, I'm missing the boat, so I need to do something just to say I've done something and ticking the box. So yeah, it's always better to start with a real use case for your business, thinking like, hey, what is there in my business that could be basically greatly helped by AI? As mentioned, starting maybe with the stuff that is like a little bit less strategic at the beginning, and to climb into stuff that are very essential and critical for the business gradually.
From my vantage point, I think stuck in the ideation loop is a big issue. So being just stuck at ideating, and thinking in the traditional way of let's find the big bang problem and go behind it. I think it's something a big problem which we see with enterprises. My recommendation essentially would be you have an idea, like what we just heard, pick the business problem and run behind it. There's vibe coding, there is AI experimentation tools. There's so many things that can be done to experiment the idea and see how the MVP works, and then scaling it becomes an easier problem to deal with.
Okay, so you're talking of small wins, right? Test, experiment, get business value, and scale, right? Okay, next. Okay, Eki, so just to take the counterpoint to what you said a few minutes ago, and follow on how Nathanael objected in a way, how can SMEs start if they don't have massive budget?
Okay. So I think it's NVIDIA just launching a new competition. I think that's one kind of starting point if you want to go with on-premise system. So instead of you spending 15 billion, you just spend like a 2% of it. I think it will be a good start if you are care about on-premise system, because most of the enterprises cares about how their data will be handled, right? But I also agree with the other two panelists that you can start cheaper using the cloud infrastructure. So let's say that you can use Gemini using Google Sheet to analyze your data. I think that's the most common and most approachable things for SMEs to get started. Get your data into Google Sheets and let AI analyze for you. I think that's pretty good stuff.
Okay, back to healthcare, Nathanael. How do you manage data accuracy and patient safety at scale with AI?
Yeah, so as mentioned, I mean, the first one is to have the zero AI front-facing patient. There's always like a human touch, basically a human sheet between anything AI and whenever that is recommended. I would say that's the first aspect. And the second one is basically to have a strong testing process, basically to have humans to validate the accuracy percentage of any AI that is shipped into our ecosystem.
Okay, final questions for this topic to Sai. How can we ensure that different AI agents can collaborate well together?
Okay. How can we ensure? I think, first of all, let me go back to my previous point, right? Pick the use case, start with that first. And because we are talking the era of multi-agent and literally getting down that path, just simplify the problem to what I just started off when I began the discussion. Break everything down into micro tasks around what would a robot or an agent do if you were to give it a problem, and start building those capabilities with those specific systems and integrate them together. That's what I would say. But more importantly, ensure that you adopt models which follow responsible AI practices, which have security guardrails, because otherwise we've heard stories about people uploading pay slips and it's all over the internet. So pay attention to that when you roll things into production. So there are capabilities available from Google, from other ecosystem players. So adopt the security principles and ensure that these agents talk to each other. Yeah.
Okay, next. So AI agents are super powerful. You have an idea of how you can get started. Now, what it means for you, right? And question for all the panelists: are AI agents competitors or collaborators to human beings?
I would say they're collaborators. Like I said, it frees up time, it builds creativity, it helps to add more value. The other important piece is legally speaking, AI is not allowed to give medical advice or legal advice, right? So therefore, there's always a human who has to adopt the AI, like how Hello Doctor is doing it, right? So you adopt the AI, the human takes a decision, and then does something beyond that. So
very
augmenting,
point,
yeah.
So I think both competitor and partner. What I often say is most of the jobs that exist today did not exist in the 1800s or the beginning of the 19th century. And we have just no idea what the future will look like. We can complain about it, but there's just nothing that we can do about it. In general, innovation basically creates a lot more wealth, creates a lot more job. The most innovative country have the lowest unemployment rate in general. How to say? Whatever innovation happen, there will be new jobs that will be created. There will be some that will disappear. Some people will be supplemented. Some other will not. But we just need to adjust, right? I mean, like I think that it's more like a fatalistic way, but in a good side way. I think that it's just going to make the world more efficient and just the world richer in general. Also think it's very important for, that's what I tell to everybody in my team, right? It's like today, either you are going to be able to work with AI and be a lot more productive with AI, or you're going to become a dinosaur inside the company, right? I compare it with when internet arrived in the 1990s. If you were not using email by 1999, it was difficult for you to basically be productive enough inside the company. And many people basically push back change on their side. And I think it's going to be the same with AI, right? I mean, I think that's the same for me in my job. I have to adapt basically to this new tool, learn to use them, learn how to adapt them on their side. And it's what I tell to all my team. Some of them take it seriously, some others not. But I strongly believe it, right? Either you know how to use those tools, either you know how to build a 50-page prompt, either you need to build an agentic system, or you're going to be on the passive side of what happened. So if you want to be on the active side, you need to know how to use those tools. If you don't do it,
Wow.
then whatever happen will happen.
Okay, take good note. Don't be dinosaurs. Aiki.
Yes, as I said that I think AI as an intern, so it's a collaborator for me. It helps my day more easier, doing repetitive tasks and some creativities work. So yeah, it's collaborator for me.
Okay, so AI agents are here. They're coming fast. There's nothing we can do about it, so let's better understand them and adopt them, right? But what kind of ethical frameworks can guide their deployments? Sai, maybe you want to start?
Yeah. So I think at least I can speak on behalf of Google, right? So we've adopted way back in 2017 responsible AI practices, which essentially says, AI should not do harm. It should be used for the right purpose. Should not target an individual. So with those practices in place, comes controls, right? Like what are the kind of controls that are supposed to be built so that you know that AI is not behaving in an odd way, right? So we've contributed to all those capabilities, and I think coming back to ensuring that how AI can be responsible in a way, I think is our core mission. While we talk about AI on the stage and everywhere we go and implement, we also need to realize that there are, threat hunters, cyber attacks happening literally behind our backs, which are actually using AI to create cyber attacks, right? And AI is attacking AI, and AI is solving it. So it's kind of getting into a cyber warfare of sorts. So again, building the whole capability of ensuring that you have responsible AI principles, number one, and building a secure framework around it will help policy and outcomes.
Nathanael, ethics, super important in healthcare. What's your take?
Yeah, yes. So we basically do as much testing as possible to start with before be putting anything online, and using good tools that are safe, that ensure data safety, safety of protocol and so forth.
Aiki.
So I think that we can start from the legal that we should abide in Indonesia, like PDP and some sort of GDPR. But one thing that I most commonly look being asked from enterprise is it safe to play around data using AI in the cloud? The short answers is most of AI providers does not have GPU servers in Indonesia. Does not have GPU servers in Indonesia, which is technically not comply directly to PDP. So you need to carefully ask the partners to explain how they can encrypt the data, even though the servers is outside in Indonesia. They need to make sure that the data is safe being transferred to other countries and back into your server. So I think that's one thing that enterprises should know about.
Great. So I think it's time to wrap up. So in conclusion, AI agents are not just new tools, but a paradigm shift in how to organize work and get it done. The time to start experimenting and building with AI agents is today, or you will risk being left behind and become dinosaurs. And finally, AI agents are not replacing humans, but they're redefining what humans can do. So if you want to hire an AI agent to perform your most painful, boring, or repetitive task, feel free to reach out directly to our distinguished panelists or to me. And now for my final point, I hope that after today, you will not ask yourself, will AI agents take my job? But instead, how can I learn fast enough to collaborate with them? Thank you very much. Now it's time for the Q&A session.
Yeah, great question. We'd love to hear what you think, and just please raise your hand, and we'll bring the microphone to you.
Thank you. For Nathanael and for the French tech community. So we have one champion in France called Doctolib. And it's pretty, I mean, there is some hot topic right now about, where the data of individuals and sensitive data about individuals are, right? So, I mean, who can access to it, how secure they are, because it's great to be always available, but to who is it available? It's a key question. And also yesterday, maybe, how is it acceptable at the right time? Yesterday night, I guess, I was trying as a human to work with my AI, and Cloudflare was done for 3 hours. So when Cloudflare is done, I lost quite a number of skills that I used to have as an individual, right? And now I'm basically half productive of what I used to be as a human being somehow, right? So it's my question to maybe to you, if you don't mind, Nathanael, and the second maybe for you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, so for data safety, I mean, like the data is based in Indonesia, is stored in servers in Indonesia as per the regulation that is basically for all Indonesian company. Data need to be in Indonesia. We are using Google Cloud on our side, who has cloud server that is based in Indonesia. So you have state-of-the-art technology available from Indonesia without having the data to go outside on our side. In healthcare, what's important is always to basically, anytime there's any information, this process is to always to use anonymous data, so that you make sure that there's never name, there's never any ID number or nothing that can basically pinpoint towards you as a person, right? So that's the important thing, is like make sure that there's never any data transiting basically to a third party that will have any data that basically can back identifying you on your side. So that's how to manage things. On your point about Cloudflare, that's exactly what I was saying about the plane, right? You need a pilot and a robot, because if the robot is broken, you need someone to take over, right? And the one to take over it's us. IT system gets broken. They don't get broken often, but they get broken maybe 1% of the time. And humans have the ability to know what to do and to have basically to have the capability to improvise solution, which a robot would be much harder for a robot, especially when it is broken on your side. So the adaptability of human, the adaptability to know what to do and find solution when things are broken, is something. It's not the only thing. I think there's many things where we bring value, but it's definitely one of the things where the human component of what we can, the human component will still become super important. So improvisation and knowing what to do when things break, because they will break. Whether it's Cloudflare or anybody else, there will be times where there will be issue, and you need someone to take over. Especially in healthcare, where when someone is sick, you cannot tell them to wait for 5 hours for Cloudflare to be back.
Just to also, I think he's covered most of the points. Just to add, when cloud was started, not forget AI, like the historical story of cloud, it was built for failure. Right? Let me rephrase that. It's built for failure, right? Which means any service in cloud is bound to fail any point of time. So which is why the whole concept of stitching services together was really born in the cloud, and that's kind of the biggest difference between physically putting a server in your office versus running things on cloud, because the fungibility of stitching services together becomes much more seamless. And what did that bring together? That basically brought the fact that you could have a higher availability of service, because if one zone went out, the other zone came up, the other zone came up, the other region came up. If the other region went out, you went to another region. So essentially the whole interconnectedness of the ability of being able to pick up services to fly with. If the reference is specific to, and this can happen, the failure can happen anywhere, but I think the way we do it in Google, especially, is you've heard probably Google also in the news sometimes, but the way we do it is anytime a failure happens, we ensure that the product is actually fixed so that that problem never happens again. But yes, failures can happen, so the intent is to bring the blast radius down when an enterprise is actually using the ecosystem out there, and provide highly available capabilities and decouple the whole story. Right? Historically, you put an application on a server, it's sitting right there. But if you now break it into, like, say, going slightly technical, if you break it into microservices and the database is sitting in distributed databases, now you have a far more highly available ecosystem fabric that can deliver value. And the same thing applies to AI as well. So I'm sorry to disappoint you, but the fact is, it is bound to fail, but we want to ensure that there are multiple services that we stitch together to drive outcome.
Okay, so unfortunately, we are running out of time.
Oops,
Please
okay.
give a round of applause to our moderator and panelists. Thank you, Stefan, and all of our panelists for that engaging discussions.
So please remain on the stage because we're going to be handing out souvenirs right now. Okay, now you may return to your seats. Thank you.
Hopefully you're still awake. So ladies and gentlemen, we now begin with the business matching session with BNI Ventures featuring 14 startups.
And you may book a 20-minute slot to talk to any startup throughout the session with our web app. So a QR code is going to be displayed on the screen, and you can scan the code later and then book the slot with any of your preferred startup. Can we display the code right now? There you go. So feel free to scan it, go into the web app, and book a session with one of your preferred startups.
A very important brief for our startups. Each startup will have 4 minutes for pitching and 3 minutes for Q&A session. When the bell rings, it means your pitching time is over. At that moment, we will stop the presentation and move directly to the Q&A session. So without further ado, we will begin with our first startup. We'll invite Blitz. Blitz, the floor is yours.
Do I have a clicker?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I can use that one.
Test, test, test. Oh, there we go. Okay. It would help if I knew where I was directing it to. It seems to work on its own. Jadi bisa kembali ya Pak, dua slide-nya. Okay. Kita mulai. Hi everyone, my name is Savi. I'm the founder of Blitz. As it says over there, we are Indonesia's largest delivery enabler, specifically express delivery enabler. And the unique thing about our service is it's entirely on electric vehicles. You see, many of you may not even realize, but next slide. But we actually deliver a lot of your products unbeknownst to all you folks. And that's because, next slide, our product is entirely, next slide. Our product is entirely white labeled. That means every single client that we have, they white label our services, they white label our drivers, our tech tools, and our vehicles to deliver the goods to you. It is entirely customizable, so next time you order pizza from your favorite pizza shop, coffee from your coffee shop, or telemedicine from your favorite telemedicine provider, it is likely driven on our tech, our drivers, and our EVs. Next slide. Next slide. This slide just basically covers some of the OEMs that we work with to ensure that EV adoption can be pushed through. You see, we figured out that rather than forcing EVs on customers, it's better to use it for commercial usage where EVs are a lot cheaper and the end beneficiaries end up becoming the drivers directly themselves. Our drivers experience far higher incomes because they have far fewer operating costs made possible thanks to our EV financing for said work. Next slide. Here, as you can see, we work with some of the largest enterprises in not just the country, but actually the entire region. From your food and beverage outlets to your medicine companies, pharmacies, e-commerce giants, so on and so forth. Next slide, please. Till date, we've done about 15 million deliveries. We covered the entire region of Indonesia, 60 plus expansive cities for 70 plus of the largest customers that you probably all order from. Next slide. And as I mentioned, one of the most impactful things for us and our impactful metric is that we ensure all of our riders are actually earning far more than the baseline average in the market. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Our core strengths are our tech stack as well as our high SLA operations. Next slide. We are 4 of us, and we are 125 strong. So if any of you in the room have delivery needs, EV financing needs, feel free to reach out to me later. Next slide. Some of our more prominent investors are listed here. We've been featured in numerous publications as well. And because we're probably delivering for your competitors or for your favorite product sellers, happy to talk to anybody that would love to collaborate afterwards. Thank you. Next slide.
You're done?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So you may remain on the stage. So we're going to start the Q&A session. Any questions?
Any questions on the EVs or the drivers or the clients or the coffee or the pizzas? I think we're good.
Oh, there's somebody there. Can somebody give the microphone? Right. Okay. Please. You can mention your name and then straight to your question.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Chandra. So I want to ask about the white label part. Can you explain it more?
Essentially, the branding, the manner in which we deliver for the products, you as the end customer will never see us. It'll be entirely branded by the customer that we're delivering for. Let's take an orange e-commerce company, for example, right? So when you order from them, it'll be their jacket, the vehicle will be branded with their branding. When you click checkout, it'll say Orange e-commerce express, and it'll be delivered by quote unquote them. But the underlying technology, the underlying drivers that were trained, provided, as well as the EVs that were sourced is done entirely end-to-end by me. And so that's what the meaning of white label is, specifically in this context. And it's critical because not only does the branding get preserved, but that client has full control over how I deliver that package under their requirements. It is almost like having an in-house division without the entire costs of actually building it out yourself.
Got it. Thank you.
Any other questions? I think that's it.
If there is no more question, thank you, Blitz,
Thank you.
for your presentation. We will now continue to the next startup.
Right, so for the next one, we would like to call Finexi. Any representative of Finexi? All right, so the rule is the same, 4 minutes for presentation and 3 minutes for Q&A. All right, it's 4 minutes for presentation, Pak, and then 3 minutes for Q&A.
I think you got the wrong presentation. Sorry, this. Next. I think this. I am uploading the different deck of it. Sorry, bisa dicek file yang lain, Pak? Mungkin ada file yang lain.
Okay, maybe while we are checking the file, we can proceed with another startup first, if you don't mind. Okay, maybe you can go back and check the files.
Okay. We're gonna go back to Assist Act later.
So now we are going to proceed with the next startup, Ringkas. Ringkas, the floor is yours. Oh. Can we please display the presentation for Ringkas?
Ada di akses WhatsApp nggak? Ringkas lagi?
Ringkasnya nggak ada. Kalau ringkas nggak ada.
Negatif
yang tadi. Yang awal dong, sebelum ini. Sebelum ini. Setelah ini. Setelah ini. Sorry, dibalik. Balik. Udah, yes. Udah. Show.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Ryan from Ringcast. Maybe we can go to the next slide. Next one. Okay, so what we built is a modern mortgage platform where we connect with the home buyers to the banks and also to the property developers, where we connect everyone within our platform, where everyone can see the progress and monitor everything in real time. And then since we are a fintech, of course, that we are regulated by OJK and also we're ISO certified. Next one. And then what we do is, so let's say for the property buyers, they can just go to the property or the marketing gallery and then choose the product, and then the property buyers can actually do the pre-qualification of the customer in real time. Then after that, they can check which banks that they want to go, and then they can choose their PIC within our platform. And then, or the customer can go to our website and then register themselves to our website and then do the pre-qualification. Or they can go with our affiliate, which is we connected with the e-wallet company in Indonesia. We are working with OVO and Dana. And yeah, and then they can choose the banks and also the bank's PIC in our platform. Next. And then these are our bank partners. We work with the HQ and also with the branch level, with the big banks, small banks, and also the multi-finance in Indonesia. Next. And then we are live in the 150 projects across Indonesia in 47 cities. And then in monthly basis, we generated 1.5 to 2 trillion IDR a month. So we're pretty much quite sizable. We've been used in the big cities and also in the remote areas in the small cities. Next. Next. And yeah, this is the pre-qualification that we're doing. So we check the KYC, we connected with the Dukcapil to verify the KTP, and then we check if the ID is verified. Then we connected to the credit bureau, and then in real time we can check their credit scoring. we can check their collectability and also their capacity checking before even we submit the application to the banks. Next. And then the customer can check their loan product or any credit facilities they want to choose, and then they can check several banks that they want to choose, and then with the rates and everything. And then so in one submission, we can, one application we can submit to multiple banks at the same time. Next. And then as our B2B partner, we provide the dashboard for you to monitor every transaction, starting from the registration date up to the status, and then we have the history log, so everything will be monitored within our platform. Next. And then we also provide the analytic dashboard, so you can see the progress of every customer that you're processing, and then you can also check if this customer, like sending to multiple banks, you can check the SLA of every banks or every PIC from the bank, so it will be good also for you to use it for the like performance review, or like to see what can you do with your bank partner. Next. Next one. Yeah, and this is the summary. We provide 24/7 pre-qualification, and then everything that we do is pretty much transparent. So you can see everything, and then we have the history log, and then you can do it in your own way to see like what will be the best bank rates for you, and then what will be the best bank for you. Next one. And then this is our business module. So we don't charge anything to the customer, but we get the fee directly from the banks. Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation. Any questions for Ringkas?
Sorry, I'm Lugas. How do you convince to the more skeptic customers or prospective customers that are skeptic on data securities? Thank you.
Correct. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, it's gonna be difficult to actually convince the customer because, honestly speaking, we're not used to a digital mortgage. Because currently in Indonesia, if you want to apply for mortgage, they would like to see people. And then what's funny is they trust WhatsApp compared to like a licensed platform, right? And then they've been sending documents like their ID, any personal documents through WhatsApp, which is WhatsApp is like, it's untraceable. Once when you receive the documents, and then you can just forward it to anyone. So we've been doing a lot of effort to educate the customer. And then the way we process the customer, we ask for the consent of the customer. So the customer knows like what are we going to do with their data. And then the customer also will see it in our platform, like the customer, their data is being sent to which bank and then which PIC, and then what will be the status of their application. So it takes effort, but I believe like at the end of the day, with the trust that we've been building, with the transparency, and then with the OJK license and the ISO, yeah, we can get the trust from the customer. But the main challenge will be the digital transformation, because in the mortgage industry, everyone's still doing the manual. But we managed to work with one of the biggest property developers in Indonesia. So we handled their customer like through digital. So and then with our property developer, they can see everything in their platform, in our platform, all the traffic, all the progress of their customers. So instead of they're building their own system, then they can just use our system. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Any more questions? We will count 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you so much for Ringkas.
All right, so we're now going to proceed to the next one, which is Rukita. We got representative from Rukita. Right, Rukita, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, my name is Grace from Rukita. Pleased to be here. Next please. have some video to show you. So let's play the video first.
Can we play the video? Oh, unfortunately, the media is not available.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's jump to the next slide. So let me tell you a bit about what is Rukita. So basically, Rukita is an asset management company that we provide the end-to-end solution with the top-notch standard of the quality and the same similar of the room itself across all of the Indonesia, with the combination of the technology-driven services as well. Next, please. So let me share a bit on our journey. We start in 2019 with less than 300 rooms available at that time. And we see a lot of exponential growth in just only 6 years with 21 times growth. Now we are at more than 30,000 of rooms available in 21 cities in Indonesia. And in 2022, we got the best digital marketing from SWA. 2023 as promising startup. 2024 Forbes Asia 100. And in 2025 from Financial Times High Growth Company Asia Pacific. Next, please. So let me deep dive a little bit on what is the common challenge from the corporate to providing the accommodation for their employees. Usually, some of the property agents will have a different property agents in a different location. So each of the corporation needs to contact a different property agents, which very much hassle, right? The second one is inconsistency in standard and quality and experience as well, which I mentioned earlier. Some of the rooms in maybe one area is very much good, give a lot of much good experience, but in a different cities, the experience, the room of the standard is totally different. The third one, the housing needs from the corporate might be too varied. For example, for your employees, you need co-living. For your management, you probably need apartment. And for your business trips, you probably might need a hotel, which again, will go to the first point, you will need to contact a different agent to fulfill your needs. The fourth point, again, after you find a house, you still need to find a different vendors for your other needs. For example, laundries, who's gonna clean your rooms, who's gonna do the concierge service when receiving your employees to the housing, right? So next. So this is how Rukita providing the answer and a solution for your corporate. First, Rukita is available in 21 cities, as I have mentioned earlier. And with only one agent from Rukita, we can cover all your housing and needs across all Indonesia, just one agent. We manage them all. The second one, the inconsistency in standard and quality and the service. Well, Rukita is all well managed end-to-end from Rukita. So basically we manage all the property and we have a very high standard with the same full furnished with modern design, and we also equip with Wi-Fi, water heater, and AC as well. And etc. Like we can do the customization based on your needs. The third one, the housing needs to be to varied. Well, I'm happy to tell you that we have co-living, we have apartment, we have hotel as well to basically fulfill your requirements. The fourth one, we have one vendor, all Rukita. So basically, laundry, housekeeping, and concierge service already there, without any additional cost. Next, please. And still many other perks. So we are being flexible from daily to yearly based on your needs. Easy invoicing, one bill for all your housing expenses. Accessible to concierge and amenities with hotel standard. Like I mentioned, like we manage all the properties. So the amenities like towels, toiletries, and everything, it's basically there.
All right, Rukita, so we have now to proceed to the Q&A session.
Already?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
wow.
your time is up.
That's fast.
Right. Thank you so much. So any questions for Rukita? Any questions so far for Rukita, or you guys can connect during lunchtime? All right, I think all good. Thank you so much, Rukita.
We have a booth outside, so we are here to listen to your inquiries.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so the next one would be, we're gonna return to Assist X. We got the representative from Assist X. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your time. Please, my name is Didi. I'm from AsysX. We are a platform that try to integrate enterprise intelligence to help the enterprise enable or faster business process using AI. Please, next. Okay, so basically from previous session, we understand that right now in the enterprise, understanding and capability of enterprise in executing the AI is basically vary from beginner to advanced, but our target market right now is focusing on the entry level one. So we right now have two product champion, what is we call Asset Vision, and the second one is Access Suite. So the first one is actually a solution that have to process visual data from a CCTV, and then based on our observation that almost every enterprise right now already install CCTV in their premises, but there is some limitation in that infrastructure, so we help them to leverage these infrastructures. And then second one is related with the document and text input processing, because most of the enterprise usually at some part of their business process always have interaction with a document. So based on our finding that most of enterprise already deploy or implement so sophisticated IT system, but the system to be able to work properly, they need some data, they need some input. And the input or data that required to process the system usually scattered, distributed in different format. So that is our positioning. So we help the enterprise to be able to collect data from unstructured information. It can be from video, it can be from digital image, it can be from digital document. And then we fusion those data, we make it the data more visible for the actionable intelligence at the end of the process. Next. Okay, so this is the more detail about our first products as vision. So basically, this solution is to leverage existing CCTV infrastructure in enterprise customer. So we able to do the detection for any visual input. So basically like this, CCTV is a standard surveillance infrastructure, but usually we need operator to monitor the information to capture the process that is appear in the video footage. Using our solution, we can automate those process. Why we able to do that? Because we have our custom model, so we can customize based on specific business needs. And then we create our own centralized platform, so we can integrate various CCTV brand ecosystem that is already in place, so we do not need to replace existing infrastructure. And the last one, we have our unique technology for live stream comparison. So because specifically in Indonesia, bandwidth is very limited, so using our solution, we can enable this kind of process efficiently. Next. So this is some use cases. So we can able to capture data from video, and then we present it to dashboard and so on and so forth. Next. Sorry. So the time is up, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
time's up, Bapak. Thank you so much. You may remain on stage. Any questions for Assist X? The microphone, please. Yeah, you can mention your name and then straight your question.
Hi, my name is Benoit. Can you explain a little bit how you customize your models?
Okay, So there are some portion of some method of customization. So basically, using our use cases, we customize on. Let's say if the use cases is for CCTV, we customize the model to detect the specific object that the customer want to capture. So how to do the customization? We train the model using the data that we receive from the specific customer. Let's say the customer want to detect protective personal equipment, harness, let's say. Different company have their own model, so to be able our company, yes.
So there will be a human that would tag the image
Yes.
to train the model?
Yes.
Okay.
So we do it manually.
Okay, that answers your question, Benoit? Yes. Okay, thank you so much. Any other questions before we get to the end, to the next startup, because we still have a little bit over 1 minute? Okay? All good? Okay, thank you so much, Bapak. Thank you so much, SSX.
Now we will proceed with another startup, Candid. Any representative for? Okay.
Okay. All right. So that's what happened when you don't use AI to do your slides. So basically, just to introduce myself, I'm Jérôme, the CEO and founder of IPs. IPs is a tech recruitment company in Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore as a market, right? So every day we are using raw material called a resume, right, to judge or to try to get some insight about the people's skills, and more than that, not only the skills, but also the willingness to do something for a while. Okay, so, and that's an issue. I mean, we have an issue, us, right, which is AI. AI is a problem as much as a solution when you have a lot of inflated resume to deal with, right? So the issue for us is AI is creating a lot of noise and we believe that the business is still, I mean, we believe that there is a currency, the trust currency is getting tough to find in the market, okay? So Candid is basically a platform who we're gonna use AI, but also AIs, as you mentioned, right, with a pilot inside with a human in checking on what is going on. Okay, so Candid basically is a peer-vetted recruitment platform. It means that we have 3 stakeholders mainly. So maybe we have another slide. Do we? Not sure. Yeah, okay. So a resume, as I was mentioning, is a self-printed money, right? You do whatever you can put anything you want into it, and it's not exactly, trustworthy thing. And just today, right, just to give you some figures, 2 million of people are gonna change job this morning, right? Worldwide, 2 million people are changing job today based on this currency. Okay, so how do we make sure that everyone gonna have for let's say this part of the deal? So the platform is basically 3 stakeholders. Sorry, can we move to the next slide? Okay, so the platform has 3 stakeholders and only one mean, right, to make sure that everything which is in it is verified, trustworthy. So it's verified, gamified, and secured. Another figure, which is interesting, Microsoft and LinkedIn is making 18 billion USD revenue selling your data to me, right? So I pay huge amount of money to access some data. And somehow this data is yours. You make nothing. So the one thing we see as a recruiter, right, is the trust is broken, but also it takes time for you guys to entertain a perfect stranger who asks you pretty personal question about what's going to happen next, right? So as a software developer, for instance, we saw many candidates, and usually the best one, telling us, sorry guys, but I'm working. I'm monetizing my time, either to work for my employer or working on freelance platform. So time is money for these people. So to be clear, right, these candidate stakeholders, they want to make some money out of what they do, right? Their data, and why not their time? That's the first stakeholder. The second one is a vetter. A vetter is a professional who knows pretty well his domain, who knows pretty well what's going on in the landscape, and can help us to have a more insight about one individual. As a recruiter, the best thing I'm gonna do is to spend maybe 2 hours with a candidate before recommending to a company. But what if I get more, insight, more data points coming from people who are incentive to give me the truth, to tell me the truth, okay, about one specific individual. So that's what we are doing. And last thing, right? We are not, our skill set is changing every day, right? One day, every day, you mentioned it earlier today or so, you need to have new skills every day. So how to make sure that, I block my skills, I know that what I can do today, and this database is updated on real time somehow. So that's what is Candid about, actually. It's a platform.
I'm very sorry. Our time is up.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's, okay, great. I just tease you, people. I'm going to be there if you want to know the end of the story. I won't be.
Okay, so any questions for Candid?
Please.
We got a lot of questions.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Hi, my question is, I would like you to finish your pitch so that we could actually understand the last half of your pitch.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Very nice of him.
So, thank you very much for that. But I will play by the rules, right? So if there is no time, I'm happy to answer any question a bit later on. But just to know, right, just basically, it's just make sure that, you can monetize your network, your time, and your knowledge in this platform. And our currency is trust, right? But what that basically is about Candid.
Okay, next question.
I think that's me. Yes, I'm Anne.
Yes, hello, Anne.
Who is your target client, and what clear typical services you provide to
Okay,
them?
so I, as anyone, I'm waking up at night asking myself what gonna disrupt my good old business of headhunting and recruitment, right? And I believe it's gonna be that. It's gonna be that, we don't, the data is currency. You need to have real data if you want to do, if you want to help your clients to find the right individual, you need to have the right assessment, right? And so that's, my clients are my actual clients. So today we work with big companies like, I don't know, Swift, Paynet, I don't know who else, Total, Kering. They are my actual clients in my old way to doing business. But actually, it's not something who's gonna replace my business. It's something gonna augment my actual business, which is helping companies to find the right skills and the right motivation and the right behaviors, right? We are not in the 1%. We are maybe, there is competitors trying to find the 1% the best, right? But there is 90% of the people, they still work somewhere, right? So our platform is more to incentive to be real, to be candid, more than inflating any skills that actually you don't have. So we believe, right? Most people can work with what they know. So that's what we are in, trying to find and to give incentive for people to keep it real.
So it's mostly the corporates.
Mostly, yes, companies which are hiring, yeah.
And potentially recruitment.
And anything,
agencies as well,
absolutely.
right?
And the idea is, instead of me, right, or in my company to take the whole recruitment fee, is to manage incentive in the platform for the candidate, for the time, for the candidness, for vetters, for their, you can have a role in this platform, vetting for other professionals, and you're gonna be rewarded for that.
Okay, another quick question?
Yeah, please explain more how you verify the data and how you find this community of peers or vetters.
Okay,
right?
so today in my own database, in my IPs database, we have 400,000 people, and some are more junior and some are more senior. The more senior are able to help us to have better insight on the more junior one. So if you are knowledgeable in something, you maybe can vet for another individual. That's what we do.
Thank you so much.
Seems that
Thank
you've
you.
got a lot of questions. So you can visit the booth of Candid outside after the event during the lunchtime.
All right. Okay, so we're on to the next one, which is Ceritakan. Any representative from Ceritakan? Okay, we got the slide ready, but you have 4 minutes, and then we proceed to the Q&A. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone, good morning. My name is Ade Hermawan. I'm a founder and CEO of Ceritakan.id. So what's with Ceritakan.id is a mental health platform that we connect psychologists or a counselor with a client. Next. Yeah, we create a space where every story is heard, understood, and supported. Next. So yeah, this is the currently problem in Indonesia. We differentiate it to kind of problem. First is the crisis of mental health in Indonesia. As we can see in the slide that so many suicide cases in Indonesia currently. And then the highest prevalence depression syndrome is for young people. So this is our issues in Indonesia. And another next problem in Indonesia is that mental health workforce gap in Indonesia. The shortage of clinical psychology ratio is too low from the standard from the WHO. So the another that clinical psychologists are eventually and distributed to country in to city in Indonesia. And the next problem is that lack of awareness mental health in Indonesia. So these three kind of problem that Ceritakan.id will solve this. And then for next, yeah, this is Ceritakan.id. So we are digital mental health platform that committed to bridging Indonesian gap in accessible and affordable of psychological support in Indonesia. Next. Next. Yeah, this is our service. We have a service with licensed psychologists. We call it as Pakar Cerita in ceritakan.id. And yeah, this is for the individual need expert for the psychological treatment. So we have 100 and more psychologists that partner with us in ceritakan.id currently. And the next. Yeah, in the next we have a peer counselor. The peer counselor is for individual for seeking a safe space to talk for the first time. So after from the peer counselor, the people can directly get intervention from the professional for the psychologist. Currently we have 50 peer counselor collaborate with us. Next. Yeah, this is our service for the event. We have some event in psychological store, and then training, workshop, and etc. Okay, next. Yeah, and next we have some program for the mental health event too. We provide speakers in mental health terms. Okay, next. And other than that, we have education program for the people who need to become a peer counselor and peer support group, something like that. Okay, next. Next, yeah, this is we have another service, mental health check-up for everyone who need to check their mental health problem. Okay, next. And other than that, we have employee assistance program for the company who need the enhance the employee well-being or workplace for the productivity. Okay, next. And this is our next development. So speaking about the AI, we will currently development of AI assistant program for the people.
All right.
Next.
Thank you so much, Pak. The time is up for presentation. We proceed to the Q&A session. So this is really interesting about mental health. Any questions? Yeah, please. You can mention your name and go straight to your question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ceritakan.id. My name is Fariza. Just to clarify that I found pretty much similar applications and, well, psychological service in Indonesia. There has been a lot, like dozens, I would say. Not to mention that we also have in BPJS Kesehatan, which also covers free psychological consultancy. So my question is, how would you convince people to choose your service while we also already have free psychological service via the BPJS insurance, and some people can also gain access to, let's say, ChatGPT, but of course it is controversial as well. So like, what's your proposition to people to choose your service over the others?
Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, for our mission is to bring the gap of Indonesia psychological problem in Indonesia, especially in mental health. So this is we build this platform to make this platform have collaborate with another psychological services or psychological company, something like that. So we want to become a competitor for there. We want to collaborate how to bring this mental health issues in Indonesia to make reduce as low as we can, something like that. So for this cerita.id, we want to become a partner or collaborator for psychological platform, especially for us. So we want to become the competitor, something like that, and bring this with cerita.id, we can make mental health so can accessible for everyone in Indonesia, something like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak. Any other questions for ceritakan.id so far? Okay, one question over here. Can we give the microphone? Yeah, it's coming.
Hello, my name is Satria. Can you explain the AI model for ceritakan.id?
Yeah, for currently, AI model is still under development with our team. So this is just split out of our development. So for the AI model, we will combine the CBT models in psychologists and with technological AI, how to get the assist for the user who need the psychological recommendation, something like that, and talk with Ceritakan, and they can get the recommendation how to solve the problem issues.
Thank you so much, Bapak. Perhaps you can continue the conversation later, and don't forget to book the slot with ceritakan.id. Thank you so much, Bapak.
Now we are going to proceed with WW Waste.
Thank you. Hello everybody, I'm Bruno Zisman. My presentation is done with AI. It's Gamma, to say it. Okay, so we are a company based in Singapore, but we have a subsidiary in Indonesia. We are digitalizing all the waste flow from the waste generator to incinerators or recyclers, going through material recovery facilities, and we are operating in Bali with a real collector of medical waste. And in Singapore, we are selling our system to big companies like Veolia or Semwaste. So next slide. Next. Okay. So this is our solution. So we are a SaaS platform with mobile applications and dashboards and portals. We have real-time dashboard. We calculate all the metrics for ESG reporting. And you can see an example of a dashboard on the screen. Next slide. Next. Next?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is our platform ecosystem. So you can see that we address the collectors with a driver mobile application. We address also the waste generators with a portal and a mobile application. We address the material recovery facilities, which are sorting the waste. Some of them are sent to recyclers, and some of them are sent to incinerators. And we have a brand portal for ESG reporting for industry. Next. So this is the waste we are managing. So e-waste, electronic waste, hazardous waste, recyclable waste, which is paper, plastic, glass, metal, and general solid waste, which are non-recyclable waste, and food waste, which are for HoReCa. Next. So this is our features. We have data analytics, we do compliance, we do AI and integration, and we have a blockchain traceability for the waste. Next. Next, we are going to pass this. Next. Next. So all the detail, you can speak to me after the next. 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 Okay, stop. this is the interesting part actually. Our system is driven by AI. So we have 3 agents. One is called Terra, which is helping the waste generator to sort their waste and to understand the waste strategy in their country, which is very important for Singapore, for example. Ruta, which is an agent which is analyzing the traffic, the past traffic and the current traffic to route the trucks to go to collect without spending too much fuel and spending too much CO2. And Mira, which is an analytic agent to analyze the dashboards, data, and to give insight on what's happening and what are the forecasts of the next collect of waste. Next. So our system is working in Indonesia, in Singapore also. In Singapore, you can see some of our clients. We are really working on the zero waste nation strategy of Singapore, and we are really contributing to the development of the sustainable country in Singapore for 2030, which ensure that we are going towards a zero waste country. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much.
I don't have booths, so if you have to ask questions now.
Any questions?
Okay, so good.
There is one here.
Who are your top clients and in industries in general, I would say?
Collectors, waste collectors. Waste collectors like a big company like Veolia, which is a French company, and collectors who collect any type of waste. These are our biggest target.
Another questions?
Yeah, here. Do you have any connection with the blue economy about the recycling part, using waste as resources for new products? And how do you see maybe your company use AI to create new process of recycling and opening new markets, new product of, raw products as being in food recycling?
It's a difficult question.
Yeah,
there is
sorry.
3 questions in one. Okay, in 2 minutes, yes, okay, I can do. Okay, so well, first of all, you know that when you recycle waste, you have 2 branches of recyclability. You have the waste to energy, which is really used in Singapore because the Singapore government put in place incinerators to transform waste to energy, and you have also the transformation of plastics and all what we know in furniture and other things, or plastic again, doing bottles, foam bottles, and so on. So this is the main things I see in the recycling. Now, applying AI to find new way to recycle, I don't have the vision yet of this. But probably it's an interesting path to look for, but I haven't been there yet. Because you have to understand that we are more on the collection side and the recovery side, and then the recyclers are the last in the chain. So we are working with some plastic recycler in Singapore, and with one big recycler of plastic also in Indonesia who is doing biofuel. But I cannot go much further in. But it's interesting question.
Another quick question. Okay.
Yes, maybe. Go on. You have a mic? You have a mic?
This microphone.
My question is that are you currently operating in do you have client in Indonesia or any other countries that the waste management industry hasn't been well incepted yet to the industry? And what are your strategies to convince the players?
Okay, so we have, it's going to be difficult here. Actually, we are developing our product in developing countries like Indonesia, Philippines, other countries, and developed countries like Singapore, Australia, and other countries in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, maybe another.
We can meet anytime.
Anytime, yeah. So
Thank you very much.
please
Thank
give
you.
him a round of applause.
All right, so thank you so much. Right. So on to the next, which is Sembu. We got representative from Sembu.
I think this is the last slide. If you may go to the first one. Let's start from the beginning. Hi, everyone. My name is Claudio. I'm the CEO of Sembu AI, and this is the first one. Thank you so much. So we use AI to automate how insurance are processing the medical claims from hospitals. Next slide. If you have been to an hospital in Indonesia, you know how long is the administrative process. It might take a few hours just to be admitted into your room, and up to 6-8 hours just to be discharged at the end of the process. Next. The main reason why the process is so long is because the hospital has to create a very lengthy documents with all the consumables, drugs, medication that they have given to you. And next, once they finish compiling this document, the insurance has to verify with the terms and conditions of your policy if they can fully cover the entire procedure or if there are some expenses that the patient has to pay out of pocket. Next. The problem is so big that the Indonesian Insurance Association has estimated that only in 2024, the Indonesian insurance company has lost over $400 million because of frauds, waste, and abuse, and the length of this process. Next. So in the last 1 year, we started this year this company, and we interview a few hundreds directors, head of, and VPs in insurance industries. More than 80% of them agree that AI is the technology that will enable them to finally solve this problem. And they identify mostly 3 key drivers. The first one is how to obtain quality and clean data to start this process. The second one is how to automate all the manual workflows that has been already implemented in their company. And the third one is how to better detect fraud, waste, and abuse that are very common at the moment, not only in Indonesia, in the medical industry. Next one. So to solve the first problem, how to obtain the data, we create a OCR technology. We already discussed some other technologies today that extract this information directly from PDFs, JPEGs, images, and Excel files. This technology can directly be implemented on the server of the client, so it's fully compliant with PDP and data processing rules. It takes only 4 weeks to be implemented because our goal is to prove the ROI immediately to our clients, so then we can continue an iterative process. And we are selling it for a fixed license fee per year because we understand that especially Indonesian companies, they are very sensitive and predictability of the cost is a driver in adopting AI. Once the data are clean and extracted, then we can start implementing the automation process. Next one. For the automation process, what we did was to build a workflow of AI agentics that are automating the repetitive part of the tasks, such as verifying the eligibility, approving the coverage, verifying the completeness of all the documents. And this will allow the human team to focus on the more complex cases and how to improve the customer experience of people that are in pain and they need their insurance to be a supporting partner in that moment. Next one. Once the automation part is concluded, then we can finally address the frauds, waste, and abuse. It will be way easier for insurance to understand what are the drivers that are causing them the leakage of the cost once they have automation in place and full visibility of the data. And they will use the ability of the AI to analyze the information, but they will always rely on the human judgment to the final call. We don't believe that the AI will be able, at least for the moment, to fully automate the workflows. Next one. So we build an end-to-end platform that is modular. It can allow different needs for flexibility in the companies. Next one. And our approach is to solve one problem at a time, be very specific, have a very light implementation for the internal team, and provide easy win first. Next one. At Sembu AI, we help insurance companies to generate ROI for managing the claim. We already received an investment from Iterative VC, the most active VC in Southeast Asia at the moment, so we're not looking for investors. But if you have connection in the insurance industries, we're really looking forward to speak with you and with them. Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Sembu.ai. Right, so any questions for Sembu.ai? Okay, wow, we got questions, we got a lot of questions. So we got, what is that? The runner? The first question over here? Here, Benoit. This one.
You guys can hear me?
Yeah.
So what is the biggest barrier for insurance to adopt your? Okay, so the question is the biggest barrier to adopt AI technology in the insurance in Indonesia. I would say that the biggest complexity is that this technology is changing very fast. So every 3 months we go through a new redesign of the product just because models change, technologies change. It's very fast, while instead decision makers for directors and managers, it still stays in the past. They don't have the urgency to change, especially in the insurance, they're very afraid to do mistakes. And so it takes very long for them to decide on something that it should be fast, it should be iterative, and it should start with a budget that increments with the ROI. So our recommendation is start very small with the objective that you want to solve as a manager, and then start growing as much as you can prove the ROI. I would say the human part of the decision making is the hardest part at the moment.
All right, thank you. Next question.
Hi. How many hospitals have you deployed your solutions in?
So our main customer at the moment are insurance companies. We don't have to deploy on the hospital. The hospital is a source of information. We retrieve the claim directly, whether from the hospital or from the third-party administrator that are processing the claim on behalf of the insurance, or directly from the insurance channel, digital, and so on. We have analyzed over 3,000 claims coming from over 3,000 different providers, and we have already identified what are the patterns within those drivers. So what we can do is also help the insurance to understand how is the utilization on the different hospitals, which one are saving more costs and which one are less efficient.
All right, thank you. Next question. Silakan. That's the microphone. All right, thank you.
Yeah, could you tell us more about the AI automation part? Like, do you use like some kind of third-party tools like NFN or something else?
We do not. We build fully internally. I would say it's a mix of, there are so many tools to learn and to adopt that even for internal teams it's hard to continue doing R&D. You can for sure automate some parts with NAN, but then when it comes to enterprise stability, what the companies are looking for is actually being able to deploy something that it doesn't break and it cannot be iterated by the internal team. Something that, for example, is very counterintuitive, but there are a lot of tools in which the internal team of the insurance could already start processing by themselves. The problem is that the decision makers don't want internal people to potentially break the technology. And so that's why they want to rely on a third-party vendor that is using some technology that are already proven while it keeps doing R&D on the technology. And we believe that the collaboration between startups that are very agile, very fast, but they understand also the corporate dynamics, and corporate that have the budget and want to move faster, is the only way in which in Indonesia we can adopt AI fast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the question.
So the time is almost up. Thank you so much, Claudia. Thank you so much, Sembu.
Thank you.
So on to the next one, which is Vizier. All right, so the floor is yours.
Okay, so that's it. All right, so it's not slides this time, it's vibe coding. Let's see if it's any better. So basically, Vizier.io, what is Vizier.io? This time is not an application startup, is a pretty deep tech startup. So it's basically a layer, right, an infrastructure, multi-cloud that can somehow, we try to solve one big thing, which is either company can, maybe you can go up there, can you?
Can you go up?
No, you don't want to? That's done, I believe. But okay, you can go build for everyone who builds the future. So basically, if I give you an analogy, right? So we have software as a service is great, right? Because when you have one software and you are a marketer, you love your HubSpot or anything, and that's great because it fixes your problem. But at the same time, you're going to create another problem for your IT manager somehow, which is your data are going to be somewhere else. And actually, the software as a service company, and I guess quite a number of you have or are developing software as a service, you have to take care of data which is not yours, right? You need to secure data which are not yours. So either you go for software as a service, which is a great product, but gonna, for one, create another problem, right, for your IT managers, or you need to have your own servers, in prem, and that's its, DevOps material. It's huge, complicated. Google, they have many people to manage their platform. You have lesser, right? So how can we do to reconcile the best of the both worlds, meaning having your application running on your infrastructure? Actually, the answer is kind of simple somehow. it's if you imagine a highway, right? So I don't know, from Jakarta to Badung before, it took 3, 4, 5 hours to go, and you need to be a pilot if you want to go fast. But now they created highway, so everyone can go 150 kilometers because it's the same infrastructure somehow. It's the same road, it's the same principle. But there is a set of rules, and there is some material, asphalt, let's say, who can help you, everyone, to become a pilot somehow. That's what Vizier is, if I can take this analogy. It's a layer that you can put on any kind of cloud, Google, Azure, anything, who can, with the SDK, so you can build your own product, or you can tweak some product, and run them into your own cloud without any DevOps, right? So it's a kind of pretty technical product. I'm not sure how many people here are very technical. Actually, I'm not. My CTO was supposed to be here, but he's not. But it's basically what we're gonna fix, right? For I don't know, Nathanael left, but it's to make sure that you have your privacy, you have your sovereignty of your data, but with some comfort of software as a service at the same time, right? So that's what Vizier is doing. Maybe you can scroll for people to have more questions.
Scroll
there.
up, please.
Scroll up or down or any. Okay, so that basically, you know that the 4 products that our Vizier IO is doing, right? A cloud SDK means that we give you the whole libraries, the components libraries that, it's free, it's open source. And so you can use it to build your own products. Then after, you have the runtime engine and the cloud manager. So you can build, you can deploy. You don't have to have any DevOps, right? To deploy your cloud native application. And then after, you can manage your environment. Users, data, and application are running in the same environment. That's somehow what it is in a few words.
All right, thank you so much. So we open the question and answer session for Vizier. Any questions so far?
Yes.
Okay.
Could you give us a few real-life examples of how you build something onto the cloud?
Okay, I can. So basically, it's to develop an application, right? You can run it on your laptop. You can, it was a way to, before, you and me, we put some disk into the laptop or whatever, we buy a product and we deploy it locally, right? That's one way. The only other way is to do a software as a service, right? It's to build something in the cloud that somehow I need to go reach, put my data, and it's gonna work on it, right? Here is the same. Any kind of developer, Vizier.io, it's the same that developing an app for the cloud, right? It's more than developing an app for your own need, but putting it in the cloud with no risk, right? So I don't know if I'm clear. Actually, I'm most probably not. It's just any kind of developer without DevOps experience can create something, put it on the repository, click one button, and then it becomes cloud accessible. Is it clear? Better? Better. And it runs on your own. So basically, yes, good question. You can choose any kind of hosting capabilities you want, right? So it's on actual cloud, but it's your, it's equivalent of on-premise because it's your hybrid cloud. I can say that, right? So basically, you're gonna turn on an infrastructure which is not yours, but with your rules and your access only. So that's what, it's a layer on normal infra, like Google or anything, but that somehow create boundaries on your own capabilities.
Okay, any other question?
How do you compare what you are doing with the tools that exist already that makes compatible all the cloud platform?
API, you mean, for instance?
No, there are tools, I forget the name, I asked my developers, but they don't answer to me, it's lunchtime. We use a tool that we are on AWS, but we can migrate on Google Cloud or Azure in a very short time because we use an interface that allows us to do it very easy.
Okay.
And what you are doing finally is that you can deploy in any clouds
Yes.
Okay, so
Actually, yeah. So basically, you can even use many clouds at the same time, right? So the idea is a layer above it, right? So above your what they call a K8, right? Your Kubernetes, you have an orchestration system, and this orchestration system can run on one or many clouds. And so you don't have to have all your architecture on one specific cloud. You can manage with this layer any kind of cloud. So moving, it's embedded that actually you are not depending on a specific cloud. Yeah, so you can transfer it.
Okay, thank you so much. Time is up.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much to Vizier.
Next one, we are going to discover Duluin. Any representative from Duluin?
Okay. Okay, Pak, the floor is yours.
Please bear with us, guys. It won't be long.
Hi everyone, my name is Ahen. I'm from Duluin. We built an integrated SR platform. I'm presenting for AI Summit 2025. Next. Okay, Duluin is all-in-one SR platform in Indonesia. We are established in Jakarta, November 2023. Our first product is Duluin Gajian. That's the earn with access. So the employee can withdraw, can access the salary every day in a month. Besides of that, we are developing Workin. Workin is an SR management system. We are helping the employer to manage the employees and also the document and the others. Next. Yeah, the problem is we are not every single business owner that facing the same problem. The problem is the highest turnover rate for the employees and also the working capital to give access for financial to the employees. Yeah. By doing Gajian, we are providing earn with access to the employees and also helping the employers. Next. That's how we are visualize the problem. The red line is, every payday we have a lot of money. But after 20 days of the month, So with Duluin, we can withdraw, we can access our salary as daily basis in a month. So we can secure every single day in a month. Next. Yeah, this is our market. Indonesia have 145 million of workers registered in BPS. And the non-permanent and formal blue-collar worker, they have 52 million. 21 million is coming from outsourcing employees in Indonesia. Why we are focusing on outsourcing? We have 4 strong reasons. The first is prioritize capital to pay the payroll. The second is limitation in providing the employee loan. The third, the employee job status unbankable. The fourth is direct impact to OJK implementation. Next. Yeah, what's difference between online predatory loan or pinjol with earn with access? The first, cost of financing, we are more affordable compared to pinjol. The data privacy, we are only access the data from the company, not accessing to the contact and also the media social. The financial stability, we are give an access according their portion of working and also their needs, not offer financing to potentially for debt trap. And then sort of repay, we are coming from the paydays and the pinjol for the others. Next. Yeah, this is the simulation between EWA of Duluin Gajian and pinjol. We are 4 times lower compared to pinjol, and we don't have any additional charge. Next. Yeah, this is our future development within few years. We have 6, financial flexibility, investment, protection, marketplace, education, financial freedom. Next. This is our traction. We already disbursed 374 billion of rupiah with 160,000 of transaction of withdrawal. You can see in the graph we are massively growing from January 2024 to October 2025. Now we still have a 0 non-performing loans, and we already profit since second month we live in February 2024. Next. This is our milestone. Next. Yeah, this is our achievement from national and international. Next. Yeah, this is the founder, Isa as CEO, Radisa CBO, Vigra CIO, RD CTO, and me as CEO. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any questions for Duluin?
So previously you said that you are able to control the cash, whether it's from the corporate or the employee itself, right? And I assume you also connected with the license wallet or directly to the bank. Is it correct or not?
Sure. Yes. Correct.
Okay. Okay. So the corporate also able to create a certain program regarding for the employee loan with your application.
The product is on us.
The product is on you.
Yeah.
I see. Okay then. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, basically we are providing access to the employees to withdraw their salaries in advance. No create some pinjol. We are helping the company to provide the working capital to give an access to the employees to withdraw their salary.
Next question from Anne.
So, just for me to understand, who are your clients? It's the corporates?
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, you're doing an advance on salary payment.
Yeah.
From the employer.
From the employer.
Okay.
Sure.
And is it prorated? I mean, if I'm on the 15th of the month, can I withdraw the whole salary? I mean, what are the securities? I mean, because so your business model, if the corporates are your clients, then it's an app and there's a subscription, I imagine. Or
Yeah.
do you make you do business model? I'm interested in the business model and how do you secure potential?
Yeah.
risks?
Okay. The first is the business model. We are charged the platform fee. For every employee who withdraw the salary through Duluin Gajian, we charge the platform fee. The average is, that's variative, but the average is like 3%. So the client is, we are collaborate with the association, and also thank you for BNV, we are collaborate with BNI Bank to grab the partner, to drag the companies. So the repayment, when the payday, they can split the invoice from us, the reimbursement of disbursed from us, and also the rest disbursed to the employees.
So how do you navigate the risk of the employee
Okay.
leaving before the end of the year, the month?
Okay, the risk is we do the risk analysis for the employers, for the company.
Okay, sorry guys, but in view of your population, that might be a population at risk, right? I mean, these are potentially employees that would, they're mostly blue collars, right?
Yeah, blue collar.
So blue collars would potentially leave. You know, they don't necessarily have a 3 months notice period whatsoever.
Sure. We do the accrual basis, depend on how many working days.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Duluin.
All right, thank you so much, Pak. And on to the next, which is the second to last, so bear with us. So this one is Whale. We get a representative from Whale. Okay, please proceed.
Okay. Hi everyone. Good afternoon. So I'm Indah from Well Indonesia. So so basically Well is a product AI native to build for the retail brand as also the corporate brands. So yeah, next. So yeah, at Well, our goals is to help them to unlock the full potential of the drive revenue and also how to maximize the ROI through the data-driven insight. So and then next, we were found out in the Guangzhou, China in 2017, and then we already cooperate with the 600 brands in worldwide, and then we already expand our in the APAC and also Europe and the US. And then now today, next, we already partner with over 600 across diverse university from the fashion, luxury, F&B, automotive, and also electronic. Now, and for Indonesia, we already collaborating with the Canmo Group, OCBC and ESP, and also Oppo, Blibli, and Giordano. Next. So, yeah, here's the 4 prior products of our AI. So basically, we help brands to see with our AI CCTV, and we also help brands to hear with our smart eco badge. I'm also using this my personal use for the AI summary for my every meeting minutes. And then we also have like Olivia is like an AI agent. It's customized based on your best knowledge of your enterprise. And then last is a Harbor, is a content management, so we can capture every campaign, the content in the social media and also e-commerce platform. Okay, next. Let's see on the space side. So this is our AI CCTV and our AI hub. So we can use our existing existing CCTV tool. So basically, our CCTV is also can capture any like security, safety, and also they can give like actionable data insight in your offline store. And also they can do the auditing on the remote audit and also on-site audit. Okay, next. So I have a use case from the Giorgio Armani. So basically on Giorgio Armani, we can capture from the existing CCTV, we capture all the passerby. So how many people like walking in front of your store, so we know like organic traffic of the mall, is it prime enough for the location? And then we can also capture on the inserted. So in the insert is the people see on the inside of your store to make sure A/B testing of the store window display is optimization. And then over that, we also capture the entry rate. So for an entry rate, we remove the duplication of the repeat customer. We exclude the staff. And then we also can capture the customer demographic from the ages, specific number, 39, 35. And then we also, the gender, right? So we also capture like insert analytic from the heat map, dwell time, and also the conversion rate from the fitting room to the cashier area. Okay, next. So for example, like Adele, so they have like 100 of like stores, and then they have like auditing once a month, but we changed that with the video language model. So we decided like visual auditing twice a day from the once a month, and then we spotted with the AI detection, we spotted like a messy servers, like missing devices, and also the customer experience improvement. Okay, next. Okay, next again for the echo. So this is echo for ourselves.
All right, Ibu, I have to cut you off because time is up right now.
Okay, right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
And
much.
we are open for questions right now. Any questions for Whale?
Okay.
Okay, over there? Over there? Okay, the microphone is coming. Can you please mention your name and then your question? Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Iksan. I think it's very interesting for you to explain everything that you have right now. So can you please elaborate more regarding your product of the Echo itself? I think it sounds interesting, I believe.
Okay, Can we go back to the echo slide for my OCBC use case?
Can we go back to the slide? Yeah.
Okay. So for example, for the OCBC use case, they are using for the credit card sales team in the mall and across in Jakarta. So they had to trouble keeping sales quality consistent. So with the Echo, they could automatically check if the sales agent is saying the right things regarding the product information, and also they also like were performing which best, and then they really have like boost conversation rate. So it's also reduce the risk of the violation. And then from this one, we also know like what is the back patterns, and then what is the engagement rate of the customer and also the sales team. I think that's all from the Echo. And then for the personal things, yeah, it can be used for your meeting minutes, for everything that AI summary, the AI summary, I mean like the AI summary that every meeting minutes, so it will be like highlighted which need to be next action and also what to improve. I think that's all for the Echo. Any question regarding the...
Any other question?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we get the microphone over here? Yeah, over there. Thank you.
Thank you. So specifically for this one, are there some privacy issues to be recorded in shop?
Okay, so basically, this one is also is automatic. It can be like turn on or turn off. It's based on your needs, right? So basically, it's privacy. Every time when the OCBC person like talk like, imagine like you are also calling the customer service, right? They also like, okay, this one is recorded for our database security and privacy, right? So in this case, they also using to know like the customer that we are recording our conversation, right?
Do they say no sometimes?
I think there are no complaint at all because like it's also like a good for them because like some sales credit card they promising like, okay, this is free, your annual free for the whole lifetime, right? But it's really not, right? They need to pay the annual fee every year.
All right. Thank you so much. So 10 seconds left. So yeah. So thank you so much, Ibu Indah from Wales. Thank you so much. And on to the next.
So I promise you guys this will be the last startup that we have here before lunch. So we'll invite Socratek to the stage and deliver your presentation.
Hi. Thank you for the time and good evening. So my name is Brian. I'm the founder and CEO of Socratek, and today we want to talk about fraud. Go to the next slide, please. So I think as an Indonesian, fraud is almost becomes our day-to-day life. You get a phone call from someone claiming to be government, someone claiming to be the e-commerce platforms. In fact, if you look at the data, OJK just report this 1 year, 2024, is almost $422 million fraud losses since just only this year. And Indonesia has increased 2 times in terms of number of fraud since 2023. And it's not about money laundering and other stuff. It's just digital scams. And one of the biggest reasons why this is happening is, next slide. Because the digital payment is growing rapidly and getting more complex. One of the highest channels, for example, QRAs, has increased into almost $42 billion for BI Fast, and is increasing almost 53% year by year. With this payment infrastructure getting more rapid and more complex, banking infrastructure, payment infrastructure need to keep up. But the challenge is, next slide, risk teams are always behind. Almost all the banking system, they are stuck with the legacy system. Imagine if you're part of the risk team, you find a sophisticated pattern to catch the fraud, but you need to take 30 days to just deploy the rules. By the time the rules get deployed, the fraudsters already changed their patterns. So this is one of the biggest issues. The second issue is that some of them doesn't even have fraud detection system. So most of the decisions are manual, slow, and expensive. So what happens is that they just pray that fraud not happen to their banks. That's why we created Socratek. Next slide. So we created a risk intelligence platform for the banks and the payment gateway so they can real-time monitors all the transaction, they can block it, do a manual review in real time. The second, we want to help them to write and test rules in minutes, not 30 days, not 90 days. Imagine like a no-code platform, you just drag and drop, you create the rules, you click deploy, and it goes live. And the last one is backtesting. So one of the biggest reasons it takes 30 days is because risk team they're getting scared to getting fired, because if they create stricter rules, they can block a lot of transactions. And if they create a loose rules, a lot of fraud happens. So what we created is a backtesting to simulate the rules before it goes live. Next slide. So here's how it works. Imagine you're building like a workflow. You identify a threat, a suspicious pattern. You build the rules with our AI assistant, and you can just deploy it within 15 minutes. So there's no other reason why you should not deploy your rules as soon as possible. Next. So this is how it works for all the data that's coming, login data, transaction, device data, will coming through our fraud detection system. They build the rules. We had all the end-to-end system within Socratek. We can build rules, for example, if the client send a lot of small amount transfer, goes to review, there's a late night transactions, goes to review it. So all this rule will happen in real time. Next. Compared to other platforms, what we do is that we are no-code end-to-end. We help them deploy rules as soon as possible. And the second is that we don't need a consultant to just build your own fraud detection system. Everything is no-code. You can do it yourself. And then last slide. And the government is on fire as well. They push all the bank and payment gateway to have fraud detection system.
Time
That's
is
why we're here.
up. Thank you,
Thank you.
Socratic. Any questions from Socratic from the floor? Maybe people are hungry. Okay, one question there in the back. Oh, okay. So no question for Socratic. Thank you very much for all the presentations, for your enthusiasm to participate in the session.
All right, now we would like to invite all of the presenters today to go back to the stage and receive the souvenirs from the committee.
Yeah.
Please. You can return to the stage, everyone. Every
We
single
invite
presenter.
all the presenters to the stage.
Yeah.
For a quick photo session and
for the souvenirs as well.
Souvenirs, yeah.
Please.
Please.
Okay, have we got everyone? And we would also like to invite Reza from La French Tech Indonesia to, and Anne as well.
And Anne, yeah.
The two of you.
Yeah.
To hand out the souvenirs to all of the, to all the representatives from the startups, please. All right, now let's give a round of applause to all the presenters, all the startups. And we're going to take a picture together right now. Okay, we're done? Thank you so much. You may return to your seat. So once again, we would like to invite corporate partners to connect with the startups via the web app.
It's very true. Right? Isn't it still self-making money, right? There is quite a number of deals done every day.
Yeah, no, but he was asking me about fraud detection.
Oh, yes, I work.
Thank you. So this is the QR code that you can use. You can scan it to get a slot, to book a slot, to talk to the startups. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're wrapping up the business matching session right now. Thank you so much. And we would like to invite you to have lunch at Café d'Aurélie, located right outside this auditorium, so you can go there. And don't forget, you can start connecting and working with the startups during the lunchtime.
We would like to remind you to return to this auditorium by 1:45 to start the next session. Thank you and enjoy your lunch.
Thank you.